And we're back. I don't have the microphone little thing on this time because it plugs into my phone's charger port, and my phone actually needs to be plugged in right now because the battery's fairly low. But just want to do a quick recap of the market and of the Purvis Street Fair market before that, because I don't think I ever did a recap of that one. I'm in my bedroom, so if it's a little echoey, that's why, and I apologize. It's actually almost like a whole week later. I have my laptop on my lap, so I'm going to pull up my Square website so I can go over all the details from the two markets with you. Yeah, it's actually Thanksgiving Day today, and I just after the market last Saturday, I was tired and I didn't want to record anything the rest of that day. And then the next day, I actually had to go work at the hospital that I work for. And then all this week, I've just kind of been, in that Thanksgiving break week kind of spirit, just been kind of not really thinking about a whole lot business wise. I've crocheted a couple of things, but just because I felt like it and I wanted to. I made a gingerbread man and a Grinch. Actually, I have them both in here. And also today I made a dragon. So I've been making like bigger things that I just felt like making and not for a particular market or anything like that. So let me grab those three real quick. Okay, so here's my gingerbread man. And he turned out really cute. This was a free pattern that I found on Instagram. And I just think that he turned out adorable. He turned out much bigger than I was expecting, especially since this is just Chanel Home Slim. And this one is Big Twist Plush, the red, because that's like the only bright red I have is in that Big Twist. And the white is Bernat Baby Blanket, but like he's mostly this Chanel Home Slim in sand, maybe? Toffee? Something like that. Some kind of like a light brown color. But I think he turned out fantastic. I love him so much. I think he is adorable and precious. And if he does not sell at either of my next two Christmas markets, I don't think I'll be sad. I think I'll be happy to keep him and cuddle him forever. And then the next thing that I made just for fun is Mr. Grinch. Isn't he so cute? I love how he turned out. His little face is like my favorite thing of all time. This is from Wonder Crochet's free pattern on her blog. So go check this out. It's so precious. And I made this with all Bernat and the Big Twist in the red. So if you made it with something like a Premier Parfait Chunky or with a Sweet Snuggles Light or something like that, it would probably be a decent amount smaller than this because Bernat tends to work up pretty big. But this is, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Can you see it? A little bit. Oh yeah, there. It's kind of catching the light. This is the Bernat Blanket Sparkle, Baby Sparkle in Key Lime, I think. And I just, the fact that he glitters, I just love it. I just love it. I just love it so much. And then for his facial features, I took yellow felt, and it sort of disappears against this highlighter green, but that's okay because it really reminds me of the original Dr. Seuss book and how it was all a fairly monochromatic color scheme, and the Grinch always had the yellow backing to his eyes. So I have yellow felt behind his eyes. Oh, you can see it better that way. And with the safety eyes, and I glued those in, and then I used fabric paint to do the details, and I just love how it turned out. I think it turned out so great, and it's, since he's so chunky and plush, I didn't want to put his mean face on, so I gave him the Post 3 sizes bigger heart face. So and again, if he doesn't sell at the markets, I am not going to be mad. I will be happy to keep him, and he will just be a buddy that comes out every Christmas time. And then just today I made this little dragon. This is a pocket dragon pattern that I found online. Now the pocket comes from the original pattern being made in worsted weight yarn, whereas this is with a size 7 bulky yarn. So worsted weight, it would have probably been about this big. With the size 7, obviously it's a good bit chunkier. And I think he's really cute. I like him, but this is one of those patterns that is not going to be very market prep friendly. This is sort of like a make 1 or 2 of these at most, because it's going to be a high dollar item. Because he took me about 2.5 hours to make. And then with this, you know, size 7 yarn, he's going to be a bit of a pricier item. But I think he's really precious. I do still want to try out some more dragon patterns. I've had several people ask me about dragons, so I want to find a dragon pattern that I can make like a small pocket dragon kind of a deal, and just be able to make a bunch of them for markets. But I still love him. I think he's perfect, just the way he is. All right, so I'm gonna set him over there. Okay, so now let's get to the market stuff. Let's not jibber jabber too much in this video. And I'll probably show these again in my next everything I've made since the last time I showed you I made it video, because I've already got a full tote bag. So we will get to that at another point. So let me pull up my Square app, my Square dashboard, and we'll talk about these markets. I will talk about my most recent one first, since it's the easiest information to get to. Why do you want me to send me a verification code? Why can't you just let me in my Square? Okay, I gotta pause the video because it's got to send me a verification code on my phone. Oh wait, no, I can see it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Thankfully, my notifications kind of pop up overlaying whatever's on my screen, so I was able to see that without having to get out of everything. So this most recent market, it was in Meridian, which is about an hour and a half from where I live, but it's where my parents live. So I was able to actually go up the night before and stay in their house overnight, so I wouldn't have to get up so super early to get to the show. So that was very nice. I enjoyed that. All right, let me pull up my reports. And we're going to do sales for last Saturday, the 18th of November. Okay, gross sales, $272. So right off the bat, it was a fairly slow market. The weird thing was I made like more than half of that in the first hour. Like, it was super busy first thing in the morning. It was from 9 to 3. 9 to 3? Yeah, 9 to 3. Super, super busy. Like at 9 o'clock in the morning, everybody was there ready to shop. And I was like, man, this is going to be a great day, because I made like 6 sales right there in that first hour. And like I said, more than half of my money came from that very first hour. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. But then after that, it just died. It just died. Like the whole market, there was almost nothing for the whole rest of the day, which was crazy. Okay, so some people go over this kind of stuff. I don't know if it's interesting to everyone, but let's see. It says I got $31 in cash, $241 with card. Yeah, and that totals it. $272 total. It was like $7 in Square transaction fees. So my net total from Square was $264.93. I spent, or I had to pay my taxes, or the sales tax, which came out to right around $18. So I wrote a check to the person who runs the fair. There's a name for that, and I can't remember it right now. So yeah, so $18 in taxes. And then I think it was $65 for my booth fee. And I haven't plugged it into my spreadsheet to see, you know, once you take out the cost of my hourly wage and the cost of the materials, if I actually made a profit. I'm kind of thinking I didn't. I think I probably like probably broke even, but I don't think I made a profit on this one. Once I put all that in my spreadsheet, I'll be able to tell more easily. So that's the summary of the day. Let me see if I can get it to show me. I think I can get it to show me like just what I actually sold. It says my average sale was $20. So yeah, that's pretty normal. Let's go to activity log. I think that'll show me. No, that's not going to show me what I want. Item sales. Here we go. Item sales for November the 18th. So I sold. I don't know if this is in time order or just alphabetical order. I think it might be alphabetical order. So I sold 3 of my Baby Yodas. So they are sold out. I have them listed as Alien Baby in my program, so that's why it's up top. Baby axolotls, I sold 1 for $12. It was like a mini one. Made out of, I want to say that baby snuggle yarn from Hobbii, some of the last of that I have left, which is some of the smallest yarn that I have. I sold a purple cow for $35. I sold 3 of the velvet twist headbands, so those went pretty well, and they were $20 each. I did sell 1 of the little hot chocolate gift balls that I've got. I just thought those were an easy thing to fling together and just have something Christmassy that I didn't have to invest a whole lot of time in. But they haven't been selling as well as they did last year. I sold my loaf cat for $16. That was, I think I showed that in the last Everything I Made video. It was like an orange cat, black whiskers. Not my favorite. Still looking for a cat pattern that I think I'll like better. I sold a mini squish octopus for $10. I sold another octopus. It's like the mini squish, but they have curly tentacles instead of the bobble. And that one was $15. I sold my last penguin for $15. And then I sold Tofu the turtle for $20. And I sold 4 out of my little squishy stress pet bin. I think I talked about this a little bit in my last video too. I started making just like the All From Jade squishy stress pets that she has on her blog as a free pattern, and also some of the mini octos. It's the baby squish octo. No, sorry, the squishy stress pet is not Jade & Co. The baby squish octo is a free pattern from All From Jade. And then All From Jade also had the baby whale as a free pattern, both of those on Instagram. So I made both of those and had those in the bin along with the squishy stress pet, which kind of look like little aliens. They're pretty cute. So I had just a bunch of those that I was like throwing together with scrap yarns at the tail end of projects. And I had all those in a bin for $8. So I sold 4 of those. So all of that together accounted for the $272. So, and then like I said, more than half of them went first thing in the morning. So kind of a dud of a market. It was in a tiny venue. I don't know how well it was promoted. So I don't know. I may not go back again next year on that one. That's why I keep all these records so I can figure out what I want to do with that kind of stuff. The next one I have coming up, not this coming weekend, not this Thanksgiving weekend, but the following weekend, is actually run by Main Street Meridian, and it should be a really big venue. It looks like it'll be big. The event page on Facebook has over 1,600 people that have clicked interested. So really hoping on a good turnout on that one. All right, so that's that market. Now let me go back to the previous weekend, the 11th, for the Purvis Street Festival, which was a fantastic market. I had a wonderful time. It's one of the best run markets I've ever been a part of. I will say that right off the bat. I loved it. Okay, so my total gross sales from that market was $630. Yes, $630. It was fantastic. So let me go back down to the breakdown of that. So out of the 630, $295 in cash. So I had a lot more people paying cash. And then $335 in card. So really didn't have hardly anybody doing any other payment methods. And I haven't recently. I have not had this very most recent market. I think I had one person wanting to do PayPal or Cash App. It was Cash App, I think. Yeah, I had one person wanting to do Cash App. So that actually wasn't included in my total sales because I didn't mark it down in my square. But it was, I can't remember exactly what it was that I sold. I think it was 2 items and it wound up being like a $30 total. So we can add that to my total for last weekend and that would make it $272. I'll have to go back to my my Cash App history and see what the amount was so I can include it in my totals, even if I don't remember the exact item, just so my totals are accurate. Okay. So anyway, $10 in square fees, which I found out. I had thought there was, but I haven't really dug around and played with it to figure it out. But I have found out there's a way to put the square fees into your item fees or something like that, or to charge them to the customer. And I'm kind of wondering, I'm going back and forth whether I want to do that or not. So just figuring out what I want to do there. All right, so let's go back to the item sales and we'll break down. This one, since I sold so many more things, should give us a better idea of like what was a best seller, what items were most popular, because I'm sure that's something that y'all will be interested in, as you plan for your own markets. So the top 5 items I have right across the top of my screen was the Mini Pop Jelly Jumbo. So that it's the Cable and Canvas Mini Pop pattern bundle I got, and it has the jellyfish, it has the mushroom, and it has like a little flower sprite in the Mini Pop, where the heads pop up. So I took that pattern and I made it in size 7 Parfait XL yarn. So that made the Mini Pop Jumbo, which was like this big, and I sold those for $25 a piece. So that was number 1. And I sold 2 of those, and everything else was just like one here, one there. And so it's going by amounts. My square thing is, so the top 5 in gross sales. Mini Pop Jumbos, 2 of them made $50. I had I feel like something just touched my arm. I had a Bobble Buddies pattern. I know it's listed in my Google Doc. I cannot for the life of me right now remember who those patterns are by. It is in my Google Doc though, and it's called Bobble Buddies. But they had a Bobble Buddies mushroom pattern in there. And it looks like it had like a little French beret because the mushroom part was kind of floppy. It was very cute, but I made that in a size 7 jumbo yarn and marked it for $45 because it was like that big. He was a chunky boy. So he was number 2 as far as gross sales. 2 Mushy Boys for $20 each, so $40. So they were number 3. The basic smallest size sea turtle was $35. I sold one of those, and my giant Pokeball that was that big, like a Pokeball pillow, sold for $35. So gross sale wise, as in items that made the most money, that was that category. So I sold one Baby Yoda holding a frog, the one and only that I had made with him holding the frog. That sold for $20. I sold one newborn hat with a pom-pom. I sold two of the newborn pumpkin beanies. There's Bubble Buddy's mushy boy. I sold my big candy corn buddy, which was nice since it was after Halloween that would still sell. I enjoyed that. He was $20. I sold 3 of the pocket bees. They're like this big size for $10 each. One of the clownfish. That one was $16. I sold one of the Dino Mini. I think that's a Ribbler pattern. And I think it's actually called like Mini Dino or something like that. But I made it in jumbo yarn, so it was... I had to drop my laptop. It was like this big in the jumbo yarn. And it just looks like another little T-Rex. I think I showed it in the last video of the stuff I made. It doesn't come with a tail, and I added a tail. I had 2 of those there, so I sold one for $20. I sold one of my little hand sanitizer pouches that have been sitting around forever. One more of those little hot chocolate balls. I sold the ice cream plush for $15. That one's been hanging out with me for like a year. I sold the Leggy Froggy keychain. I sold one of my wristlet keychains. I sold one Maple Chicken. They have not been doing as well as I had thought they would. I still have like 9 Maple Chickens, and I'm not making any more because they're not going anywhere. I really thought they would fly off the shelves, but nope, they're just staying put. Mini Pop Jumbos, or mini Pop Jellyfish in the jumbo yarn. We already said we sold 2 of those. The Mini Pop Mushroom I had out of Burnette Blanket, so it was smaller. Sold that one for $15. My Mushy Boys are $20 each. I sold 2 of them. Mushroom Sprite, and that's a Ribbler pattern. And it has like an elongated white body with the red mushroom cap, and then it has like a red collar, a frilled collar around the neck, and then little black eyes. That one I sold for $20, and like I said, that's a Ribbler pattern. I sold one of my Oslo the Octopus, that's my own pattern, for $20. The big Pokeball for $35. I sold the Rubber Duck for $15. That pattern was Rogelio the Duck on Ribbler, and that was the one that I randomly closed off after I finished the head when I wasn't supposed to, and then I just like set the head aside for the longest time, and then I finally just freehanded a body for it, so Rubber Duck it was. I sold 1 scrunchie. I sold 1 standard size sea turtle. I sold a spider for $15. 2 stingrays for $30. I was actually surprised at the amount of attention the stingrays were getting. This is the first time they've really gotten very much attention since I made them back in June. But 2 of them went at this last sale. 4 more of the stress pets, so those seem to do pretty well. I think it's just nice to have an item there that's under 10, you know, for kids to be able to dig through and pick something. I sold a Triceratops, and that's the Crochet Club Triceratops pattern. Sold that one for $10, and I sold 1 Tofu the Turtle for $20. So that was all my sales from that one, but like I said, $630. And I, like, you know, like I said, I've been taking it off this week. I've been kind of lazy, so I haven't input any of those into my spreadsheet. So I don't know yet what my actual total profit was from that event, but I can tell already that it's gonna be decent. Once I get all those numbers plugged into my spreadsheet, I will definitely have made enough back from that event, not only to pay for my wage in making the items, to pay for the materials in making the items, to pay forward into my business, that the profit above and beyond that would have paid me an hourly wage for sitting there. So that really is the goal. If I can get enough sales that I can get an hourly wage just for sitting there selling stuff, especially since I'm never just sitting there, I'm also crocheting. That to me is a very successful day. So whatever it, I don't really judge it by if I need to make this dollar amount to call it a successful day. If I can plug all these numbers into my spreadsheet when I get home and I have made a wage while I was sitting at the show, that's a successful day. Because that means that I have paid myself for all the work I've already done. I've paid for all the materials I've already bought. I have put aside money to buy another set of that same material and aside money to buy a second set of that material so that I could then grow the business. And even after all of that, paid myself an hourly wage. Yeah, that's successful. That's a successful show right there. So that's kind of what I judge that on. So that was my most recent 2 markets. One really good one kind of flop. And I've got another one coming up in like a week and a half. But I'm not going to stress on prepping a whole lot for that. I do still want to try to make some opossums. I've been saying that because I want a video making them so I can include video in the pattern that I'm going to release, and so that I can just have a video tutorial up on YouTube for free. And because everybody loves opossums and I have all the colors already. So I need to get on that. I need to get on that very soon. I don't know when exactly I'll do it, but I need to get on it. So yeah, those are my plans for the future. I've got 2 more markets, and then and like just back to back in the first 2 weeks of December, and that's it for for this year. So and I don't think I have any actually like set up and scheduled for January yet. I'll have to get on and like hunt down some markets. Although, I will say that after the holidays, things tend to slow down a little bit, especially directly after a holiday, because everybody's already spent all their money on Christmas, and they're not looking to spend a whole lot more money at that point. This really is the prime of market season. So I may just take January off. I may, just take a little bit of a break from it and focus on my work from home stuff. And kind of just take a little vacation from the markets for a month. We'll see what I do. But I do need to get that opossum pattern up and the tutorial up on YouTube. I need to work on my Etsy shop. I have been posting a few things here and there, and I really want to, especially after these next 2 markets, get the majority of my stock up on Etsy just as a drop. And what else was on my list of things to do? See, I have these things that I want to do, that I plan out to do. I had thoughts. I've lost them. It's all right. It's getting late. I don't have my watch on. I don't know what time it is, but it's past bedtime for all the kids, and it's past bedtime for me too, obviously, because my brain is turning off. So I'm just going to call it here. I'm going to call it here so I can start to edit this and get it posted. And I'm going to wish y'all a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you've had a wonderful one. It's already over, but I hope it was wonderful. I hope you got some time with your family and you got to eat yourself sick, and just remember all the things that you're grateful for. And I'm grateful for so many things, but I'm grateful for you guys. I know I don't have a whole lot of followers, a whole lot of viewers, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I am so grateful for those of you that come and watch my stuff and my silly little videos and my markets and all this kind of stuff, and are actually interested in what I do. And it just makes me smile. So with that being said, I'm going to wish y'all a wonderful day and a wonderful night, and keep smiling. Go do something that makes you happy. Bye.